So I was meeting with a client and they had some questions about Notion Calendar. So we just kind of opened it up and look at some of the more recent updates. And a funny thing happened. I discovered it's actually pretty good. In this video, we're going to get into some of the bigger updates, some of which I've been asking for a long time, how they work, how to connect Notion databases to Notion Calendar, some of the big benefits of using Notion Calendar versus Google Calendar, which is the most common, and a few customizations to get a little bit more out of the integration so that you and your team can work smarter and hopefully plan your days and weeks a little bit better. If we haven't met before, I'm Dave DeCespedes. I'm a Notion Solutions partner, and I work with primarily venture capital firms and startups, figuring out ways to work smarter with Notion, automations, AI, usually all of the above. And if you're interested in Notion news or feature walkthroughs, definitely subscribe. I know we're talking about Notion Calendar, but want to set up a few things in terms of our demo workspace. For one, nothing crazy here. There's just two key databases, projects and tasks. If I open a project, I could see here, it's got a description, a project lead, schedule, which has a start and end date. Actually, while we're here, we're just going to add teams as a multi-select, just in case we're filtering for, say, operations, platform, products, etc. And then similarly for tasks, if I open a task, we've got assignee, due date, if it's low, medium, high priority, what project it's related to, and the status. So just want to set the tone there. We're going to bring this into Notion Calendar to see not only what it looks like and how can we drag and drop these into our schedule, but also how can we set up our views in Notion so that we're bringing in the best filtered views of our databases into Notion Calendar. So to log into Notion Calendar, you will have to log in with your Google or Gmail account. But if you go into your avatar to look at settings, we can see here a few things. One, you could set up customizations like, do you want to show or hide weekends? Do you want to hide declined events by default? Do you want the week to start on Sunday or Monday? And pretty straightforward settings there. If we go into conferencing, if you're sending out scheduling links a lot, this is pretty useful to set a default. If you use Google Meet or Zoom, what this does is every time you create an event, it's going to create a link or give you the option to create a link so that you don't have to do that manually. And if we're on a Mac, we can show our Notion Calendar updates in the menu bar, things like upcoming meetings, how much time before our next meeting, notifications, you could set that up, profile, etc. The next thing we're going to do is, even if our Notion Workspace is tied to the same account, we do have to connect our Notion Calendar to our Notion Workspace. This accounts for if we're in multiple workspaces and want to segment between those. So we're going to do that next. If you click Add Notion Workspace, you'll get this pop up. When we connect Notion Workspace, that's going to open a window to basically allow access for Notion Calendar. So let's take a look at what that looks like. If you're already logged in, you'll see the workspace. You can always change this if you do need to switch workspaces. Once we click Allow Access, this is going to bring us back into Notion Calendar and allow us to select any databases that we want to connect to Notion Calendar. The next thing we're going to do is, if I open this side panel, you'll see any Google accounts that you have connected to Notion Calendar work as toggles. So you can expand or collapse these if you have one or multiple. The section that we're going to focus on is adding Notion databases. So here, if we click into Add Notion Databases, now that we have our workspace connected, we're going to search for the database that's in our demo workspace. And when we click there, we'll see it show up in our sidebar. Because it's a projects database, you're seeing start and end dates, so durations of projects. This has been pretty useful for clients where we want to see overlaps, or we want to see if we have multiple end dates or deadlines within the same day or week. We might want to kind of make adjustments in advance so we're not caught off guard there. But if we click into any one of these projects, you can see here we can update the name and some properties. We have a status property and that teams or departments property that we set up earlier. We can update these, but when it comes to things like formulas, number properties, any text properties, we can't really see those here or edit them. You have to click Manage in Notion to open that project page and get all of the details there. It's a little bit somewhere in the middle where we can make some quick updates. I think the priority is if we want to mark something as done, or if we want to update the team details, or at least see who's in charge or who's participating in that project. So we're going to add the task database, but before we do that, we're going to set up a few filters so that we're not bringing in everything and maybe curating a little bit more what tasks are getting shown in Notion Calendar. So we're back in Notion. I'm going to go into the tasks and let's just open this full screen. So we have our one table view we're going to add a few additional views and add these individually into Notion calendars. The first thing we're going to add is a calendar view. A couple things we want to change. Number one, if you're looking at a calendar view in Notion, pretty much do this 100% of the time, but wrap page title so you can see at least a little bit more information. Usually they get cut off anyway, but at least you can get a sense of what's in there. And you can also do things like turn on statuses and maybe priority and adjust the order of those. So you get a little bit more context there. You'll also notice that when we added the calendar, this applies for calendar and timeline, you get this manage in calendar button. So when we click, that is going to add our view of our task database for us without having to do it from Notion calendar. So when we click this, let's see what that looks like in Notion calendar. We can see here we have our task database showing up in the sidebar. So let's do a couple things. We're going to turn off projects and we're going to see the week view. So maybe go to next week. If a task in Notion just has a day assigned, it's going to show up as an all-day event. But if we go into coordinate with external advisors, I could drop this into the calendar and maybe give this like a 2-hour block. And there's a bunch of keyboard shortcuts, but if I, for example, type 3 or 2, you can widen the days. Couple things to keep in mind here, similar to projects, I can mark tasks as done. I could set it to maybe this is higher priority. I can't update the assignee, but I could at least see it. And if I want to see all the details, I could just click and manage in Notion to open that page in Notion. Probably the biggest update is if I click in the database, we'll see the agenda view. So this gives us all the tasks in the database. I could click into any one of these tasks, maybe this one that is due on the 30th, but doesn't have a time assigned. I could drag that into the calendar and maybe make that a little bit longer. And now that's updating in the calendar and in Notion. That was working well, but let's say we want to have a view that's only showing the highest priority tasks on their own to maybe prioritize those and schedule those a little bit sooner. So we're going to create a new view here, and I'm just going to right click on this tab and click duplicate. And we're going to call this high priority. We'll set up a filter to only show tasks where we have medium or high priority tasks. Once I click save for everyone, we're going to find this particular view in Notion calendar, set that up as its own view so that we could toggle on and off every task versus high priority tasks. If I go into our side panel and add Notion database, we're going to look for the same tasks database and we're going to select this one. And you'll see here, we could bring in any one of the views that are in that database. Now that we just created high priority, we're going to select this one to bring into Notion calendar. Once we do that, we'll notice that the tasks database turned into a toggle so that when we expand and collapse that, we could turn on or off showing everything and just showing high priority tasks. Similarly, if I click into high priority, this is going to show us only the medium and high priority tasks. And from here, we might have some further sorting that we might need to do. So if I go into settings, let's say we want to group by status. So we'll be able to collapse only to-dos and then see, okay, what is in progress? I can see here that this one was due on the 22nd, but is still in progress. So let's just block out some time for that one. And as before, that'll update everywhere that we see our date and time properties. A few other things to keep in mind, if we go into the settings window, we could default to showing only tasks that are incomplete and tasks that are scheduled. So anything that's not scheduled, we're just going to hide that from view. There's a lot less tasks being shown, but we at least know that the tasks that are here have a due date and are incomplete. If we're working with teams, is we want to document out exactly what views we're defaulting to from Notion. If we have a task database, we might have several views of that database that live in different dashboards or live in different departments. So we want to make sure we're getting on the same page with what exactly do we want to see in terms of the number of views per database in our side panel, just to make sure that everybody's looking at the right and the same information so we don't get confused as to why is this task not showing up in mine, but it's showing up in yours. Just a quick documentation of what databases we want to show in Notion calendar, at least initially, while everybody gets used to it. And then a couple other brief notes. These features have been around a little bit longer, but just to highlight a few things. Number one, in scheduling, you do have the option to create 2 different types of links. So one for recurring links, if let's say you want to set aside a certain block of time for a discovery call, you could say we're going to set Monday from 9 to 11 and only Mondays and Tuesdays. So we're just going to get rid of these other weekdays. So we only have these 2 days open. And as we did in the settings, we could default to these being Zoom meetings and setting the time so that this is a 30-minute call, so that when we click create, this is a scheduling link here so that you can copy and paste this into Notion Mail or into messages, and people can book time on your schedule. The second thing is for one-off links. If you want to have a check-in with a team member and we do want to do that tomorrow, let's say, I'm just going to drag and drop this into here, and then we're going to call this sync, and this one's going to be 45 minutes. And then this link will only show this time block for your teammate. So once the time passes, this link is no longer valid. And then when we click create, that'll block that in your calendar so that when it's booked, this block will get removed. So back to the big question, should we migrate to Notion Calendar? There's a lot of variables there, but a couple things I'd keep in mind is if we have workflows that are already in place with Google Calendar or with Outlook, we want to think through what does it mean to migrate to Notion Calendar as a team? What are the benefits and possible challenges or issues that might come up getting everyone on the team on the same page? I definitely think some of the updates like the agenda view go a long way to make it more useful, where we can drag and drop tasks directly into our calendar and block out that time. It's one of those features that I would have imagined launching when Notion Calendar launched, but I know there's a lot going on. And setting up scheduling links. I think being able to differentiate between one-off meetings versus blocking out times for different types of meetings is super helpful. I think that's going to go a long way for teams, especially because it's as easy as possible. We don't have to have another tool solely for scheduling, and it's right there within the calendar window that we already have open. And probably the biggest benefit, I think this is especially for teams, when we're looking at a database that has many different types of tasks across different departments, it could get overwhelming really quickly. And I think being able to set up specific views either by department or by priority level allows us to just toggle on and off visibility so that we could get into specifics on what do we have on the schedule, what's not scheduled, and really being able to use Notion Calendar as a time blocking tool, which is definitely not something that you can do in the calendar view in Notion. So let me know what you think. I'm curious if you're already using Notion Calendar, how it's working so far, and if you're thinking about making the move, what questions are top of mind, and let me know in the comments. Otherwise, see you in the next one. Cheers.